All right. What else? What else do we got?
I want to hear you go off on Pujols now.
Oh,
The,
time out. Oh my God, time out.
Let's go.
Hold the phone. Whoa, this is like an ambush. I just got ambushed on my own crusade here. How did this happen?
uh,
I shouldn't say it's a crusade because a crusade technically means it's a religious thing, right? And that's not what I mean. I
are they
think
just
that's.
serving up free taters to this guy or what?
Oh, you're just getting straight to it. Oh, settle down, Brett. Brett, you got to do some foreplay with this one, man.
I
We
wish
don't,
it was just
we
straight
don't,
potatoes, but something else is going on.
we don't get a story. We don't get a story like this very often, and I cannot explain what just happened last night. So we all know Albert the Machine Pujols, right? Oh my gosh, this is happening right now live. There's a decent amount of viewers. I lost a ton of Twitter followers last night. A ton. I think I lost like 20 followers. All because all because I asked a question. So here's the difference. Here's the difference between Twitter and Facebook to me right now. I hate Facebook, but I posted this question, the same question. After Pujols hit that home run last night, that was up and away, and he pulled it for like his sixth home run in however many days. It's just it was the second highest elevated pitch to be hit for a home run this year in all of baseball. For starters,
What was the first highest?
I do not know.
The first highest was a fucking pitch from Frank Schwindel, who's
Oh my
first
gosh!
baseman,
So it was a slow pitch
to that Shogo Akiyama or whatever.
Okay,
And it was like
a slow
fucking
pitch. It was a
pitch.
fucking lob. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was the highest pitch.
So this was really the highest pitch thrown that got hit for a home run all
highest
year.
legitimate pitch. Yes.
And not only that, it was a fastball up and away.
Up and away.
And he pulls it. He pulls it. He Pujols it. At 42 years old, who hasn't even been a relevant baseball player since 2016. And in 2016, he was only relevant because people were trashing the fuck out of him for just ripping the Angels off and being worthless for his contract. And I think he's a great human being. I really do. He does the stuff for the children, and we've all seen the Down syndrome video clip. I don't want anybody to judge me because I have a daughter with Turner syndrome. So I am very fucking sincere when I say that. So don't get it confused. But he hasn't really been a respectable offensive player since 2014 or so. Maybe I will give you up to 2016 because I still think he hit around 250 then. But this is a guy for 12 to 14 years, the first 12 years of his career, was just an absolute horrific fucking nightmare to face at the plate. Maybe one of the best 10-year stretches of all-time baseball, I would assume. Without having that data in front of me to compile it, his best 10 years is as good or better than almost anyone's 10 years. With that being said, and this is the only reason it's suspicious to me. With that being said, this dude's horrifying. Just a terror. One of the greatest hitters of all time for 10 years that we've ever seen. The last 10 years have not been anything noteworthy at all. He hasn't had a month where he's slugged as well as he has this month since 2016. So it's not like it's been a year or two. It's been 6 years since he's done what he's doing now. And on top of that, up until today, because the Cubs and Cardinals are playing a doubleheader today, and I don't believe he's playing in the nightcap. And he did have another hit today, off the wall, I believe. I believe he singled off the wall. He hasn't had a 10-game stretch where his OPS, it's the highest it's ever been in any 10-game stretch of his career. This is his last 10 games at age 42. I'm sorry, but if that doesn't at least just make you fucking think Like, if that doesn't at least let you have the conversation, and that's all I meant to do on Twitter was have the conversation, and I lost a ton of followers because of unreasonable Homer fucking Cardinals fans. And most of my Cardinals fans that I know on Facebook are great human beings. Actually, I just donated some items to a cancer benefit down there to Missouri for some great human being Cardinal fans. For as much Cubs Cardinal shit that there is, the human to human thing, it's not like Dodgers Giants. It's not that type of rivalry where people can't even leave the stadium without getting their ass beat. But something is just it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And all I asked was, I'm like, is it steroids? I don't think it's steroids. That's just the dumbest thing he could do. So and these are, I asked a question. I didn't make an accusation. So this guy on Twitter tells me I'm making an accusation by even making a tweet. And like, I get that shit all the time because I tweet for my business account. I don't care. It's a valid hobby topic to talk about. Are we that fucking uncomfortable, or are we that big of assholes that we can't have this conversation? Like, and then like people are like, oh, well, that's an unfollow. Like, wait a second. So you disagree with me? That means we can't talk about why we disagree? I don't understand. I disagree with tons of people that I'm actually friends with. Like, my wife likes country music. I can't stand the fucking sound of country music. Do we hate each other? No, I have sex with her. Like, did you know you could
Allegedly.
like alleged? Oh my gosh, that's funny. But I mean, it's just wild how quick some people are to just turn around and go the other way, or just get fucking attack you for not thinking the same way as them. That's crazy mentality shit. That's the stuff I'm afraid of for the future. That's got to stop. But anyway, all these Twitter followers, I lose them. Pujols, and all I'm doing is posting these stats that they keep pumping out. They're pumping them out to make it look like Pujols is the greatest guy of all time. And the problem is, it's been so long since he's done anything of this type of production. Anything. It's been so long. He was hitting under 200 up until this month. He was hitting under 200, barely playing. The guy looks like terrible dog shit trying to run. And I don't mean this to take away from anything. I just think something's going on. I don't think it's steroids, but I asked the question, is it steroids? Is it Adderall? Because Adderall is literally a drug that will make the baseball look bigger. It will slow things down. It will put you in the zone. I tried it in college. So yes, it's performance enhancing, no doubt about it. 100%. The most, I would rather have that than a steroid. I would rather have an Adderall than like a strength advantage, because holy shit, I can't even explain it to you. It's nuts. It like slows down time, but it doesn't. It's just like you get a very clear image of it very quickly, and then you're allowed to do what you've been trained to do from there. And I said Adderall, steroids, which I don't think it's either. I don't think you would risk failing a test. I said, are they grooving him a pitch? And I'm not even saying the pitcher's in on it. I'm just anyone. Are people letting him know what's coming because they want to see it? Or is he just really in the zone? I just have such a hard time believing he's really in the zone at 42. Like this. He's never done this at any point in his career. And I started this whole thing with talking about he's literally, for 10 years, the one of the greatest hitters of all time in a 10-year stretch. He never did that then, and he's doing it now, and he's 42.
I think the fix is in, man. I was watching last night.
That fucking pitch.
He took in the first inning, he put it off the wall.
Yep.
It was piped, and I'm like, I immediately sent a text to my buddy. Are they doing this on purpose to get him to 700 home runs? And then he hits that one out, and I'm like, holy crap. I feel like the fix is in. I need to put a bet down that he's going to hit 700 this year and put like a few $100 on. Now, seriously.
I think that's the bet. If you think something's up, then I don't think that's an unreasonable bet. I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not making an accusation. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm not doing that. I'm just having a conversation. I think something's up. If I were to guess, that's what. And here's the thing: I don't know, so you can't talk about it, because there's a million ways you could tip a batter off to a pitch. the Cardinals themselves could be cheating. And Pujols might have a fucking buzzer on him whenever they know for sure the fucking dude's throwing a fastball. Bzzz.
You know what my other take is?
It could be anything. That's why you can't talk about it. But it's interesting, to say the least, that he's doing what he's doing right now. Absolutely. How do you explain it? You don't get better as you get older. You don't. And he hasn't shown any signs of even life in the last 5 years.
My take at the All-Star game, I did watch the home run derby. They had the good old boy. You know, it was a fun night. They were pumping him up. All the players were having a good time.
And that was the thing, because before that, they were Machado and whoever were complaining that he wasn't getting a proper send-off.
I feel like those dudes maybe had a little powwow at the All-Star game. Hey, man, let's get this dude some home runs. Let's find a way to do it. That's just my take. Hot take.
They are a players' union, so that's not a hot take. And they're supposed to be a brotherhood, so that I would assume that they would. Part of most brotherhoods I'm aware of is you're supposed to stand up for your brother, right or wrong. So if you're doing something wrong, you guys should all band together and never speak of it. So just that's how that should go. Obviously, that in today's world, nobody stays 100% silent.
I mean, he's got 10 home runs and 86 at bats in July and August. He had 4 home runs leading up to that. And, you know, what is this, 90, 100 and some at bats? I mean, you can't just tell me this dude, the light switch just went on and he started hacking balls. I just don't believe it.
This is more egregious to me than whatever the fuck was going on with Matt Carpenter before he got hurt. Because Matt Carpenter had at least been somewhat relevant in the last 5 years. Pujols has been below average for 5 years, 6 years. And I'm not trashing this guy. I am not. I'm just simply stating the facts.
Speed numbers.
I'm just stating the facts to explain why I feel a certain type of way. That's all.
Like, I feel like his bat speed numbers. Look, I get used to the camera being on, but they're probably real high, right? And then like they gradually go down like this.
Sure, that's plausible.
And then this year.
Oh, if they had
the last month.
If they had data on bat speeds.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's got the fastest bat in the league.
How the fuck does he hit 93 mile an hour fastball high and outside? Pulls it out of the park.
That's the thing.
Only stadium in the MLB it would have went out
of. That's true. That's accurate, but that's a moot point. That doesn't, if he knows, I mean, oh man, if you know fast, listen. If
Pujols.
Here's the thing, and I don't know, this is maybe not the best example, but it might make some sense. I guarantee you, and I mean this, I guarantee you, I could still hit a 95 mile an hour fastball if I knew it was coming. I'm not saying I would hit it for a home run. I would probably eventually get one if you just sat there and fed me pitches. I don't know how long it would take, but I would probably get a hold of one eventually. But if you put me on a mound with a guy who can throw something other than that, and I don't know when and where, I'm going to look so stupid it's not even funny. Just absolutely like a fool. And I think that's the biggest misconception about when people say, when people try to say that hitting a baseball isn't the hardest thing to do in sports. It probably isn't. Hitting a baseball when you don't know what's being thrown to you is the hardest thing in sports without a fucking question in my mind. If you don't know what's coming, oh my gosh. You can cheat and get ahead and speed yourself up and anticipate that fastball, and then they throw anything other than a fastball. You're going to look like Javi Baez, baby. 0 for 5.
Hitting it off the ground.
5 Ks, baby. Let that shit bounce. We're playing cricket, baby. So what I'm saying is, if you know that a fastball's coming, old Albert could definitely still turn on it. 100%. At 42 years old, I'm 32 years old, and like I said, I haven't faced a real life pitcher in 10 years, so none of this is, But after a 10-year layoff, I know I can still hit the velocity if I know it's coming. I still go swing at the batting cages every now and then. It's fun, When you know a fastball's coming, you see if you can still fucking crank one. But if you start throwing in fucking changeups, so that's kryptonite for me. Curveballs, sliders. You getting like good baseball, professional baseball, Major League Baseball, where they have the best curveballs and the best sliders and the best changeups, the nastiest shit you've never even imagined in your life. Balls are breaking 20 inches. Are you? They're breaking 20 inches in a matter of 60 feet, and it's not even that because by the time you let go of the ball, it's nuts. It's nuts. Oh shit! It's so hard to do. It's the hardest thing on planet Earth to do. Hit something that you don't know is coming. I think at times he might know what's coming. Or he's completely become the absolute best guesser in baseball. He's become the best Javi Baez that has ever graced the earth. He has guessed right on every single
One
guess.
thing to guess fastball, it's another thing to guess high fastball, letter high.
And up and away.
I don't know.
And here's the kicker with that. Like, here's the thing, and this is the biggest reason I guess I would think that he knew at least a fastball was coming. I don't know how he would know this, but because Wilson set up, or whoever it was, or was PJ catching, but I think it was Wilson. He set up inside. In that pitch, you watch him where he set up. His glove goes straight over here. So, if they told him, "Hey, fastball in," maybe they did, and maybe he just I don't know, but for him to just fucking pull that ball, oh my god! Because Smiley misses a spot by a lot, but he throws a fastball.
It's interesting because too, like, he's trying to hit a home run there, right? Like you're trying, like it's fucking like when you think about
that pitch on normal circumstances, I would assume the best outcome is a single to right field if you swing at that pitch.
Like Zobrist in those series knew they were pitching him high and outside. He goes with the pitch and hits it down the fucking left field line. That's goes
really all you can do to pull that ball.
And he knew it was coming. So like it's kind of funny that like, fucking, I don't know. It's crazy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Let them celebrate. Let them have their fucking.
Yeah, I'm not against it, but I would not be surprised if in 50 years we hear the story of fucking. You know how Albert got to 700, right?
The funny thing is like the remember the Brewers? Remember when they were a baseball team?
Them and the Padres, right? The Padres don't have the pitching, Pav.
Dude, I'm just saying. I know.
No, both of those teams have been very interesting since they made the trade with each other. They've both been not very good.
They both knew that their fucking closers sucked. And they're like, hey, maybe we'll get lucky.
Here's the thing: is that trade has really pissed off the Brewers team. Like the clubhouse is still pissed off about that trade because they say it makes no sense to them. So it like shows them, you know what I mean. So they're still upset with it. That's gonna affect your performance.
I think Hader, obviously has something fucking wrong with him.
I don't know. I haven't been watching him. I just know he's been awful. They took him out of the closers role.
Dude, the Brewers have used him like a nickel pony, and they keep feeding the nickels for all those years. They used him so much, man.
I mean, that's what you're there for.
But I would be pissed too if I was a Brewers player. Why are you trading it?
I don't understand it about relievers. Is it like, and I don't know what it's like to pitch at the highest level, but is it really like that taxing to get up every day? Like they don't like to pitch relievers more than like 2 days in a row, and even then you don't see them pitch 2 days in a row very often unless you're the closer. But like, a solid reliever only pitches like 60 innings a year.
I wonder what they're gonna do. Haters like when you obviously fucking super small sample size, right? 5 games, 3 3.3 innings, but his strikeout rate went from 15.6 to 10.8. His walk rate went from 3.2 to 13.5. His home runs went from 1.9 to his hits doubled. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Pav, what are they doing to Pujols? You avoided the whole topic.
What are they doing to Pujols?
Yeah, where do you stand on this subject?
I think he's on roids and Adderall. I think he's on both.
Really?
Yeah,
Why would he risk his legacy?
because I think that there is definitely uh, a lot of players that continue to use steroids.
Yep. No.
They just keep switching to new drugs or whatever,
Just
new
staying
ways
ahead
of
of the testing, right?
right. So like for him, I mean, he's got to worry about it for what fucking 3 or 4 months.
Right. But it's a
You know,
huge
so
risk, though. If he fails one now, do they still let him in the Hall of Fame?
um, maybe by the time he gets there, it's one of those things. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
crazy.
Do you think it's tough because do you really think other players would agree to serve him up?
Yes, 100%. Most of today's baseball grew up watching him dominate. All
Yeah,
these
but
guys in the big leagues right now
I
saw
don't
this.
know. Would you serve him up?
Absolutely.
You fucking bitch.
100%. No. But here's the thing, it's not like it's still an ego thing. It's just like spring training now, where I'm just working on my fastball. Well, Albert's up, I'm going to work on my fastball. That's an old guy. I want to work on my location. So here it is. But I
I
mean,
don't know. It's interesting. All of a sudden he's playing. Like he
right.
wasn't playing all fucking year.
That's everything about it is so fucking suspicious. It's like, what are they doing? What, because he doubled down on his I'm retiring? They're like, oh, now we really got to get him 700. But yeah, I mean, everybody wants to see him get 700. It's a good story. That every time he fucking is up to bat, the MLB's posting about him on social media. It's all for clicks and views and shit, man.
What are they giving the pitcher $20K for every home run they give up to him? Here's an extra $20K bonus.
I don't know
Serve
if
up a tater.
I don't know if it's that deep. I would 100%. I would just say here's a fastball, dude. You still got to hit it out. That's the other hat. I mean, he's hitting the home. I'm not saying the dude can't hit or any of that. He's actually hitting the home runs. He's doing that. I'm not debating that. But with how awful he's been lately, for him to all of a sudden start hitting in-game pitching this well, better than he ever has, ever in the history of his entire life, and he was so dominant. It's I don't know.
Crazy.
It's fucking nuts, dude. It defies. Is there another example of that with any athlete in any sport ever? You know what I mean? Like, it is fucking crazy. That's why it's worth talking about. And I feel like I'm the only one talking about it. I see so many people dismiss it and shut it down. Like, I don't know. I would just show me any other athlete in history who, after being not good for 5 to 7 years and still hung in their respective league, all of a sudden, in the second half of their final season, started playing their best to the best of their ability ever.
So, what about the possibility that these guys aren't even serving it up? That's not steroids. It's not fucking Adderall.
It's possible. I mean, anything is
MLB is saying, "Hey, to the blue, hey, dude, when Albert gets up, use these baseballs. Here's your pouch of balls for when Albert's up to bat."
I don't know.
They're just sending them up there with fucking.
They changed all the baseball handling rules too this year. That's funny you say that.
I'm just saying,
how they have to mud up the balls. They have to do it closer to the game now.
They just hey, because at that point, hey, dude, you just gotta make contact. Just don't.
It's like one of those automatic drivers in golf.
Oh man, funnier than that is they're throwing golf balls at them, right? So all you gotta do is keep the fucking ball fair.
Right.
Don't worry about it, dude. You keep it fair. It's going a long way.
Until he hits one 700
fucking
feet.
Super Ball.
Like, what has he done? No, I don't. That's too elaborate. I don't think it's that deep. You know what I mean? If I think anything, I think it's the players just trying to.
They don't even need
get
the 700 feet. That's the thing. Is like you can make the balls just slightly tighter wound, just slightly. So all of a sudden, your exit velocity goes from 90 to 95. And that 5 miles per hour added onto your exit velocity adds what, 10 fucking feet to your fucking
he
ball?
needs more than 10 feet though. That's what I'm saying. He's been so bad. He's not doing like what the fuck, dude.
I'm
The only other
I'd like to see.
the way I see it playing out is he goes over for the rest of the season, and because that's the only way to balance out the heat that has been passing through St. Louis lately. It's just it doesn't make sense. I cannot make sense of it. And
I can't either.
Rumbly. I don't. It doesn't make sense when you sit down and talk about all the true hard factual data. If I've said anything that's not true or not factual, please let me know so I can redact whatever I've said tonight. But or retract whatever I said tonight. But as it stands, all we're doing is talking about what we know. And yes, like my opinion is that he shouldn't be able to perform this well after having 6 years of not like he's never been this dominant ever. Nobody take if I what who I just I can't even put it into words. I can't make an argument. If you just take 6 years off and then show back up one day and like, oh, yep, I'm as good as I've ever been. Granted, he hasn't taken 6 years off, but yeah, he has. He hasn't been Albert Pujols in a long time.
His barrel percentage is 11.8.
What does that mean?
2015, 7.7, 16, 9.2, 5.4, 6.2, 5.8, 5.5, 9.1, 11.8.
So right now, he can't miss the baseball, basically.
He's not missing.
When's the last time he had one that high, does it say? Or has he ever had one that high?
I don't think they have that
data.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. He used to be the most ferocious dude. Like, oh my God, Pujols, not again. Walk him. Just walk him.
Yeah.
Just walk. I would intentionally walk prime Albert. I would intentionally walk rookie Albert. Albert Pujols hit what, like 40 home runs and knocked in 100 as a rookie? I mean, from the jump, Albert was on that ass, dude. Just killing everybody. If he put up the type of rookie year he put up in 2022, this hobby would fucking blow up like a nuclear reactor.
Oh, yeah.
It would be just next level. The hype boys on Whatnot, oh my God. The backyard losers, holy shit, they would fucking, their heads would melt. And they're not even like, that guy was just that, he was that dude. I believe that if that dude had any sort of second half of his, he's literally the most polar opposite of careers. The greatest, below average. And it's like pretty half and half. Like, he could have had a career 300 average. He doesn't have a career 300 average, right? He lost that years ago now, it seems like. And that was like one thing people were kind of sad about. They're like, oh, he's just continuing to play and he's going to lose his 300 average, because that's kind of a big deal, man. Especially the way baseball's headed. Now those guys who retired with above 300 averages look like even better. But I'm pretty sure he's well below 3 now. I don't know. I guess I'm done talking about it.